Hello. Thank you for joining me today on a 15-minute morning yoga stretch for 30 days. My name is JC and I'm excited to explore my body with you guys in the morning. So hopefully you'll stick it through with me. Every morning I'm going to start off an affirmation for the day. I got my little affirmation yoga notebook. And today the affirmation is that I am strong. So for June 2nd, I am strong. Alright, so I got my little message, and now we're gonna get started. Alright, so in the mornings when I first wake up, I'm not feeling super flexible. I'm feeling pretty stiff, and all my joints, especially like my upper back between my shoulders and between my neck. And throughout the day, it's usually just like, the feeling kind of wears off through activities during the day. So I think it's really nice to like go ahead and try and wiggle those out of my body as soon as I can in the mornings. And this is to kind of help me stick with that, and hopefully I can motivate some other people to do the same thing. Because if it makes me feel good, it probably makes other people feel good too. So we're gonna start off with our behind on the floor and our legs right out in front of us. We're gonna put our hands right behind our back, and we're gonna press into those palms of the hands. We're gonna lift up with our chin right through the front of our shoulder blades, and we're just gonna spin our feet around and round in circles. You might have already been doing this with me, and I'm glad you could catch up fast enough because, well, my instructions may be a little wonky. Alright, and while I spin my feet around, I'm gonna spin my head around too. It just makes me feel really good to try and have more than one focus of motion in my body. Alright, we're going to take that left hand and we're going to swing it over to the right side. We're going to take the right hand, swing it over to the left side, take it right back behind us. And with a big breath in, we're going to lift up. Lift our pelvis right off the floor. We're going to bend our knees and come forward. Try and maintain some muscular tension throughout your upper back, but don't strain your neck. You can either drop it, you can extend it, you can lift it, but the main goal is not to crunch it. So whatever feels best right there to your spine. I'm kind of gonna do some head twist. Maybe like I'm gonna pull a carrot right out of the ground. Good spinal twist right in there. Oh. And I'm gonna drop my behind right back down. All right, now I'm gonna start with my left hand and I'm gonna go to my right foot. I'm gonna extend my right hand out and I'm just gonna kind of wave it around, kind of feel the pull in the right side of my back, and then I'm gonna switch it. All right, and now I'm gonna feel the pull in the left side of my back. All right, and I'm gonna take this game forward. I'm gonna kind of open up my arms, kind of like I'm flying. I like to think of myself as a heron. I'm gonna extend my neck out very long. As long as I can, I'm just gonna think of pulling the top of my curvature on my head forward, right up through my nose, like I am a part of the wild, man. And I'm gonna flap my wings around my legs, and I'm gonna repeat to myself that I am really strong. I am really strong. You are really strong, and we are really strong. I'm gonna keep flapping my arms. I kind of feel it in my shoulders. It's kind of getting my shoulders a little warm. I might take it up a little bit. I'm gonna take it up a little bit. Kind of like I'm transporting something that I can give. Maybe I'll kind of face the diagonal side with my nose and the front seam of my body. This is really good for your lower back, specifically the corners of your back hips. Those have a hard time being overstretched or understretched, and they don't get a lot of detailed focus. So diagonals, I feel like, can be really good for your lower back because it's showing the four corners of your lower back attention, or the two corners. All right. So we're gonna keep moving into our other position. Let me see. We're gonna take our big toes with our right arm. We're gonna pull up with that right arm, and we're gonna pull that foot in towards our behind, and we're gonna take that left hand and we're gonna do the same thing. Like we've got to pull our foot in. All right, we're gonna keep pulling those feet in until we get them all settled right in front of us, so that we can rock up. All right, and we're just gonna get a little bit limber, right in this kind of animal squat. We're gonna look forward, maybe show off our nice furry mane. Kind of feel the pinch in your lower back, and your upper thighs as you introduce yourself to the rest of the woods. All right. All right, and on a big breath in, we're gonna pop our behind right up into the sky. Alright, we're gonna kind of bend those knees, kind of swapping them out, one knee for the other. I like to bend the opposite elbow to the opposite leg, kind of just to get in a flow of crossing my stretch through my back body. So I got one cross going this way, and I got another cross going this way. Don't forget to move your head in there a little bit. Helps the body focus on the lower back and maybe the upper thigh a little bit. We're gonna pick those toes off the ground now though. We're gonna move on. We're gonna pick those toes up off the ground. We're gonna lean back into our heels. We're gonna put our fingertips on the ground right in front of us. Don't worry about lengthening out your back too much or rolling your shoulder blades back. Don't worry about any of that. Just think about rolling back in your heels and planting those fingertips on the ground right in front of you, like you're stopping yourself, or maybe you were born to maintain this position of such a delicate but stable foundation. So we're gonna push back into our heels. We're gonna feel it in the back of our spine and the back of our legs. We're gonna kind of wiggle our butt around from right to left, to right, to left, right to left. And if you want to, you can go ahead and integrate your head into this position. I would kind of do like a dog wiggle. I think a dog wiggle is a really good focus for integrating the entire spine into the movement of the pose that you're trying to maintain, and it brings out our animal priorities too. All right, so after I've done a little doggy wiggle, a little spinal twist, little heel set back, then I'm gonna rock back onto my fingertips, right on front of my fingertips, and I'm gonna pull my heels up. So now I'm on my toes. And I'm gonna kind of just lean into one leg and then the other. Just getting used to the idea that like my feet can stretch up. I'm not really aiming for like any juicy stretch really right here. And I'm not aiming for a certain position or feel. I'm just kind of getting used to the idea that my feet can play. And they can rock right up onto their toes, onto their little toe knuckles. And I can sway from side to side, maybe one foot and then the other. Maybe pulling it, because I mean, it's working little muscles that I've never even seen before. So, I mean, there's no telling what any kind of movement can do to any of your body. So, I'm gonna come down to my yogi squat. I'm gonna put my hands right out in front of me, and I'm gonna sit up. I'm not gonna pull my heels up, and I'm not gonna press them down on the earth. I'm just gonna kind of sit really comfortably. I'm gonna pull my behind as far back as possible, and I'm gonna lift my head right up. And I'm going to be like really proud that I live among this land that is populated by so many other interesting creatures. and I feel really proud of the role and the position that I play in society, in the society that I know, and I'm going, I'm going to keep stretching my spine by doing maybe some twists, build up some heat in my thighs a little bit. Maybe I'll bounce a little bit just to get excited. And I'm going to think about sitting underneath some mossy wood, and maybe I'm looking right over a pond. And I'm going to think that this is my pond. We were meant to be together. And I am proud to be at my pond. I'm going to kind of rock from one foot to the other. Kind of taking one heel down onto the ground, and then one heel right up as I continue to swing my arms in a helicopter motion around my body, around my spine. All right, and as I thought about my pond and all my little creature friends, I'm gonna take a moment to sit back down. I'm gonna try and place my heels on the ground. And with a big breath in, I'm gonna bend my elbows. I'm gonna reach my hands right back behind me as far as I can without straightening my arms. Or you can straighten them, I guess. I'm gonna try and grab something, like I'm grabbing the air right behind me, and I'm gonna rip it right out of itself. And I'm gonna swing it up right over my head, right in front of me. Like the air behind me was meant to come out of its own location, and it's gonna pool right in front of me. And then I'm gonna do that again. So I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna return the air right back behind me. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna look down, and then I'm gonna pull that air from back behind me, and I'm gonna pull right back up. I'm gonna bend those knees, and then I'm gonna deliver it to one side and then the other. Maybe there's like rafters above me, and I'm delivering what I could pick up off the ground. I'm delivering it to people or animals that are gonna pass it on to the next step. All right. So then I'm done. I'm done. My duty is done, and I'm going to rest. But I'm excited because I feel really proud about myself. So I'm going to rest, kind of like a flamingo. I'm gonna put my head down to the ground. I'm gonna focus on the idea that my front body is parallel to my lower body, and I'm just gonna kind of breathe in that, you know, I am grateful for my body that carries me through this day and yesterday and the day tomorrow, and it does more than I can recognize to support me. And I'm still excited because I finished all of my deliveries, all of my transporting, and I'm going to lift my left leg right up. All right, And I'm just gonna kind of get used to the strain in the right side of the thigh. I'm just gonna kind of play around with that. Maybe I drop my hip or pull it up or pull it back, or maybe I bend this leg, or maybe I twist to the side and then twist to the other side. I'm gonna actually do that. Twist to this side and twist to that side. And I'm feeling excited, so I definitely want my place of work to look good. So I'm gonna try and spice things up a little bit, and I'm gonna move to the other side. All right, work is good. I'm transporting good. I make good transportations. I like my job, and my job likes me. And I work well with the other crew members. And then I'm gonna put my leg back down. And I'm just gonna kind of get used to maybe this little baby swaddle position. I'm gonna grab onto my two front toes as I bring them together. And I'm just gonna kind of move my hips side to side. I'm gonna say to myself, you are strong. You are strong. You are strong because you know where your strength comes from. That's exactly what I'm going to say. You are strong because you know where your strength comes from. You are strong because you know where your strength comes from. Maybe I'm strong for a lot of different reasons, but is strong a place? Or maybe strong is a progression? Strength? Are you strong or do you have strength? You know, what's the difference? Alright. So I'm going to take this back down to the ground after I just held on to my toes and I just shook my butt around all over the place, and I'm going to let go of my big toes as I crash to the ground. I'm going to put my hands right out in front of me and set them on the ground. Then I'm going to kind of bend my knees into this extended diamond angle, and I'm going to melt my nose right in between my legs. But I'm going to pull myself right back up. And then I'm going to do it again. It's not the best feeling in the world. I can definitely feel my hips crash into my hip bones. I don't super like that feeling. It shows me, you know, it makes me think that I can't be very limber, that it's not like possible. But that's just because to take care of your body, you also kind of have to listen to it. And if I'm not limber in some place, that means I probably need to like eat more fruit and probably some other oils. Maybe kind of get some saturated fats in there. Just kind of thinking of creating like any kind of lubricant in those joints. I really like to focus on that. So I'm kind of just windshield wipering my feet, but we're gonna close this practice, and I'm really liked how throughout our time together I discovered an extension of my yoga affirmation, which is I am strong because I know where my strength comes from. For me, I am strong because my strength comes from probably my perseverance. My strength comes from my, well, I don't know what agility means, but I want to say agility. My strength comes from a lot of different places. So I'd like to end my yoga practice with the idea that you know, don't settle. The world is never made up, so you don't have to make your mind up. And that I am strong, and my strength comes from really vulnerable and deep places, and I'm really excited to have had this practice with y'all today, and I hope y'all come back for more.